The international break is finally over, a lot of people would say. We're back to the Premier League predictions time to predict the scores for game week 9. And Nathan, proud to announce that you are currently top of the Superbru table for the Bluebirdlegend YouTube channel league. You're currently on 104 points altogether. You had a great game week 8. Your nearest rival is 5.5 points behind you in Joggett. Congratulations. Do you think you can keep it up for hopefully, yeah?
Yeah.
Brilliant. So let's crack on and make the predictions for game week 9.
Okay, so first up, we have the 12:30 kickoff. I think it's on TNT between Liverpool and Everton. Merseyside derby, what a way to start the weekend off. Liverpool dropping off towards the end of the international break, losing to Tottenham, and then drawing to Brighton. Mine's probably expected with Brighton, to be honest. Whereas Everton actually ended off quite well. Up and down form, getting the results that they need. 3-0 up against a terrible Bournemouth side as well isn't something to be sniffed at. However, on this occasion, it is at Anfield with a Liverpool team who are going to want to bounce back especially. So I'm going to go for a comfortable 3-0 victory.
3-0. Well, I'm going to go exactly the same as you, Nathan. I'm not sure if you've been looking at my paper here, but Liverpool only one defeat against Everton in all competitions in 28 matches. That is a phenomenal record against their near rivals there. Upon Merseyside, it's 12:30. There's a lot of Liverpudlians not happy about the amount of games that they play after returning from international break, that they play on a 12:30 kickoff on a Saturday. However, they are going to be too strong for this Toffee side, who, okay, they've scored 3 goals against Bournemouth and 3 goals against Brentford. Both of those sides are going through a terrible run of form. The likes of Salah, I think he scored or assisted pretty much in almost every game, I believe, in the Premier League this season. Virgil van Dijk scored in the international break against Greece. I think he scored something in injury time in that qualifier for the Euros. So, yeah, there's only one winner for me here. It's going to be a tremendous atmosphere at Anfield, but I am going to go for a 3-0 victory to the home side. And we move on to the first of the 3 o'clock kickoffs, where we just mentioned the Cherries and how bad they've been. A couple of Welsh internationals, of course. David Brooks playing well, and Kiefer Moore for Wales in midweek, but they come up against a Wolverhampton Wanderers side who possibly surprising people, currently in 14th position. They've had 2 draws and a victory in their last 3 matches, and that victory was at home against Manchester City. So with that in mind, Bournemouth currently occupy bottom but 1 in the table, haven't actually won this season, only 3 points on the board as well. I'm going to have to go for a Wolves win in this one. It will be tight, but I think they'll come away with a 1-0 away win. Yeah,
looking at both teams, Bournemouth are a team that I would think, especially at the start of the season, would be the ones to grind out the results, and Wolves not so much, but it has been the other way around here. But I do unfortunately think that the international break come around at the wrong time for Wolves, and it probably the right time for Bournemouth, to be honest. So I think they're going to end up cancelling each other out, considering when you compare the 2 scores, even though Wolves I think slightly does take the edge. But I think this is where Bournemouth should be able to get to start the momentum. But if they don't, then there's going to be questions asked at Iraola, so I'm going to go 1-1. Next, we've got a struggle in Burnley. They're playing Brentford away from home. Now, Brentford, not great form in the last 4, is it? 1 point in 4 games. That draw coming up against Nottingham Forest as well. And then Burnley, aside from that victory against Luton, which came very close, getting absolutely destroyed by a Chelsea side that haven't been great. Exactly. So I think Brentford, they'll grind out an alright victory 2-1.
Yeah, I think Brentford, they've got to bounce back. You said just a moment ago about international breaks and players getting the opportunity to regroup, tactics, and getting over injuries, etc. Burnley, okay, they are in the bottom 3, a very good win away against Luton, but they used to Luton from last season and getting smashed by Chelsea, hadn't a great result, particularly at home Turf Moor. So I think Brentford, it's time for them to start to put some points on the board again. I think it's just, it hasn't been, they've only won once this season, so I think this will be their second victory, and I'm going to go for a 2-1 scoreline to the Bees. Then we move on to Manchester City. Now, Man City, I think it's something like 3 matches on the bounce they've lost, or something like that. In the league, twice in the league, but also in, was it European? Or in Carling Cup action, etc. as well.
Against Newcastle.
Losing against Arsenal, that was a very narrow defeat, and Wolves as well. That's a terrible defeat. Both of these games away from home, they do return to home turf in this one against a Brighton side who are terrible at defending, conceding goals all over the place. I think they've conceded 16 goals, which is something like the 4th worst defence in the whole of the league. So taking that into account, I think Jack Wilshere looked pretty good for England in midweek. Foden is looking alright. Haaland, I think he scored, but his sort of form, even though he is top scorer, has been a little bit iffy. But I think they're missing De Bruyne and probably Gundogan
massively
as well,
missing Gundogan,
aren't they?
I think.
So
it's like a different team.
That being said, I think they will win 3-1 just because of this Brighton rearguard. However, Brighton could cause a few issues. I think they're only going to score the 1 goal in this one, though.
Yeah, another team that the international break came at exactly the right time as well, especially to rebuild the momentum. But reason I'm going to go for Desmond's is just because of Brighton's form as of late. Yes, I know they did get destroyed by Aston Villa away from home, but they did grind out that good draw against Liverpool, who at the time were in very, very good form, scoring a lot of goals and strong at the back. So either way, there's going to be goals in it, but they're going to cancel each other out 2-2. Moving on, next up we've got Newcastle coming up against Crystal Palace. Now, Newcastle rising at the table, scoring lots of goals. They've conceded 2 in their last 5 games, which is very good. And in fact, it was only against West Ham as well, wasn't it? Who I thought did make a good account of themselves. Scoring a lot of goals, looking impressive, and of course looking impressive in the Champions League as well. They're coming against a Palace side who are just doing Palace things, up and down form, grinding out results, but Newcastle at home, Crystal Palace, you don't know what sort of team is going to turn up on the day. They have one of the best defensive records in the league. However, I think Newcastle should overload a little bit. 3-0.
3-0, wow, that's a lot. Newcastle at home, excellent. Crystal Palace have been excellent overall. They say they've got a few injuries, a lot to their sort of creative players, and they did grind out a 0-0 draw against Nottingham Forest in the last fixture. Tonali for Newcastle's been a bit of a naughty boy, hasn't he? So I'm not sure, he's probably out of this match, I presume.
I'm not sure.
Is he? So whether, I don't know when his suspension starts from, but that being said, back from international break, Newcastle looking strong in defence, really good going forward. I'm straightforward 2-0 victory to the Magpies in this one, even though Palace are a real tough nut to crack. We move on into Nottingham Forest against Luton, and Nottingham Forest currently occupy 13th in the table. 2 wins, 3 draws and 3 defeats, coming up against a Luton side who are not actually in the relegation zone. Yes, they've had back-to-back defeats, but they really made Spurs work for that win, where Spurs come away from Kenilworth Road with a 1-0 victory, and Burnley as well came away in the end with a 2-1 victory. So I think they will make it tough for Nottingham Forest at the City Ground. But I think Forest should come through this just with a 1-0 win.
Interesting, I've said it many a time before, but I do think that Luton are probably the best prepared promoted team out of the 3 sides that have come up, to be honest.
Wow, even Burnley?
Much better than Burnley, I think. Okay. But Forest, it's another scenario as what team is going to turn up at the day. Grinding out results, as you said, but when they've lost, it hasn't been pretty watching, especially against the top sides in the league, which they've had a lot of difficult fixtures as of late. So probably going to give Forest the benefit of the doubt at home, but I think it's going to be very tight, 1-0. Moving on to the 5:30 kick-off between Chelsea and Arsenal. This is a tough one. Arsenal in spectacular form, pretty much joint top with Tottenham at the moment in second position, which is absolutely fantastic. Only lower on, I don't even know, goals scored, which, what a start that is. Scoring loads of goals against everyone, not conceding much either. And then, of course, we have Chelsea as well, who've improved a little bit, but I mean, the last 2 victories were against teams who haven't exactly been turning up, have they? So I think I'm going to give it to Arsenal on this one. I think they're going to really push for it and really shock Chelsea, who thought they'd be in a good run of form. So, yeah, I'm going to go 3-1.
3-1 to Arsenal. Well, Chelsea are probably one of the best defences in the division. I think they've got something like the second best defensive record in the Premier League at the moment. A thumping of Burnley in the last match, that'll give them a lot of confidence. A lot of their, or most of their players probably on international duty, same as Arsenal, of course. Arsenal Saka out of that international England team as well. Whether he'll be back or not, it's sort of touch and go. Can't really get any news on that injury, so he could. It's 50-50. He'll be back. I think Partey will probably be back for this one, and there's a question mark about Saliba too. But taking on Chelsea, Nicholas Jackson, I think, finally got on the score sheet. I think this is only second goal in the Premier League this season against Burnley. Tough one, this one, but I think that the creativity of Arsenal in the middle of the park, I think, will just edge it. And I'm going to go for a 2-1 victory. And of course, Martinelli was back, and he scored that winning goal, didn't he, against Man City last time out. So we move on to the 8 o'clock on a Saturday evening kickoff. You can tell we don't like these Saturday evening kickoffs.
Shocking.
We've got Sheffield
do you want to know one thing that's even worse? Sunday evening kickoff.
Yeah.
7:45. Shocking.
We were there last
one.
Yeah, but
absolutely terrible.
But it was good atmosphere though. But 8 o'clock. Sheffield United coming against Manchester United. Anything could happen in this one. The calamity that they've got in goals. Sheffield United not really scoring many. We've mentioned Hamer before. He's a little bit of a revelation, isn't he? But Man United, strong at home, terrible away. But I'm going to go against the grain. I think Man United, the quality they've got going forward, especially now, Højbjerg, is it? Højlund, rather. He's sort of settling in a little bit more now. And Rashford, I think he scored on international duty against Italy, didn't he? So I know I just went to Man United. I'm going to go for a 1-0 away victory to the Red Devils.
Yeah, I've gone exactly the same as you. Yeah, Sheffield United are having a worse start than that 07-08 Derby team. Absolutely terrible after 8 games. Minus 16 goal difference already, 8-0 losses. Shocking. And then Manchester United, who are not in great form at all, 3 wins in their last 6, and their wins coming up against sides who are struggling, and that very lucky one against Nottingham Forest as well. So going to give them the benefit of the doubt. 1-0 victory to Man United, but that's another bad result for Sheffield United either way. Moving on to Sunday, 4:30, decent kickoff time between Aston Villa and West Ham. Now, I
wouldn't be happy as a West Ham fan travelling, if you live in London, travelling all the way, and trying to get back then.
Exactly, but I will say this is going to be a close one. West Ham in 7th, Aston Villa in 5th. Both teams on very good form, grinding out very good results as well, especially against Aston Villa. What is it? 11 goals in 4 matches? That is obscene goal scoring. So it depends who turns up on the day again with this one. I want to back Villa for a strong home victory here, but with the way the West Ham have been playing and getting the good results I can't rule them out at all. So 1-1.
1-1, yeah. It is going to be very, very tight. I think both of these sides have lost 2 matches.
This is game of the weekend.
Their 8 games so far. Yeah, it's game of the weekend. No Liverpool, Everton with the history and all that. And Chelsea, Arsenal, always a bit of a ding-dong affair. But this is the most exciting one, I think. And interesting on paper as well as on the pitch. Both sides got really exciting players. Ollie Watkins on great form, Diaby, etc. So Villa at home is going to be a sumptuous. There's going to be an amazing atmosphere there at Villa Park. I'm just going to edge it to Villa with Watkins on form at the moment. I'm going to go for a 2-1 victory, but West Ham could easily get something out of this game. The final fixture of this game week takes place on Monday, 8 o'clock. Spurs against Fulham, all London affair. Son, I think he scored. He actually played 90 minutes for South Korea, and I think they won something like 5 or 6-0 in the international break. Coming up against Fulham side, who find themselves currently in 12th position. A lovely little win in game week 8 against Sheffield United, but they're woeful anyway. Spurs at home. Madison pulling the strings. Son scoring the goals. Their full-backs, was it Ngbogu and Pedro Porro.
Ndoji.
That's it, Ndoji, I know. they're flying down the wing. So yeah, 2-0 to Spurs for me.
Interesting. I actually think Spurs are going to keep another clean sheet here. Like the way that Postecoglou's, I say it every week.
Oh, he's good.
The way he's got them playing. I know
Top
they are conceding the odd goal, but Sean up, scoring a few goals, strong at the back. High pressing is working so well at this level, and how quickly he's implemented it and just tweaking it and making it perfect is just fantastic. Fulham, another side, you don't know what team's going to turn up on the day. Mind they did bounce back after that heavy Chelsea defeat, so I'm going to keep it modest and go 2-0 Spurs for this one.
Then. Fantastic. So those are our predictions for game week 9. Make sure you leave your predictions over at the Superbru website. Link in the description and the code in there as well. But Nathan, Cardiff City not playing at home on Saturday or next Tuesday. People are asking, are we going to get a live stream at all?
Probably not.
Because there won't be a vlog as such until next Saturday.
Yeah, it'll be next Saturday now, so link in the description below.
Who wants a live stream of Nathan? If you do, leave a comment in the comment section. That's next Tuesday night. I think Cardiff are playing, aren't they? So lots of fun and games if you do turn up for a live stream. Yeah, let us know anyway. But yeah, enjoy your Premier League weekend. The football is back domestically. Enjoy if you're going to a match or if you're watching on TV, wherever you are in the world. But for now, we bid you farewell and see you all in the next video.
Yeah, straight to the face, and I wanna get lost. I'm sick of this place, don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way. So I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling okay. I think I'm going crazy, don't think I'll get home safe. So I'm taking 6 shots all straight to the face. I'm taking 6 shots, are you coming with me? I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face.